If you become injured on the job, you need to know your rights as soon as possible. Hiring a lawyer to help you could be the best phone call you ever make. Joining us today from Campbell & Associates are attorneys Clair Campbell and Brad Smith. Welcome to both of you. Happy holidays.
Same to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, if somebody's hurt on the job, either one of you can answer this question. Why is it so important for someone to hire an attorney sooner rather than later?
Well, I think the answer to that is pretty simple, actually. But it's because the workers' compensation system is a little complicated. And, you know, most of my clients, they've never been hurt on the job before. So they're dealing with this thing for the first time. What they're trying to do is get their medical bills paid, get money for time that they're out of work. And the comp system can be tough to navigate sometimes. And, you know, you need legal advice. And
I think you're right that that's something I've learned in talking to Claire, that it is difficult to navigate and the laws can be a little bit confusing. What deadlines are imposed by law that some employees wouldn't know?
Right.
Which would get back to your point, why it's important to call an attorney.
I think there are two big deadlines to be aware of. One is that you need to file a claim with the Industrial Commission, which is the governing body that oversees all workers' compensation cases in North Carolina, within 2 years from the date of the accident. The other big one, and this one falls by the wayside a lot, is giving your employer written notice within 30 days of when the accident occurs.
Okay, you see, I think most folks wouldn't probably know that. What are some roadblocks that an employer or their insurance company can place in the way of an employee getting medical care if they are hurt?
Right. Well, typically you'll see insurance companies try to deny the case, saying that the injury you're suffering from is from a pre-existing problem, but the law allows you to receive compensation if you have an aggravation of a pre-existing problem. Also, they may say that the injury that you're suffering from is not anything that occurred from what happened on the job. There are certain elements you have to meet to satisfy a compensable accident, and sometimes they'll try to put up a roadblock saying that you weren't hurt as a result of a compensable event.
I think that could be very frustrating for the person who's been injured,
No doubt.
I would
No doubt.
think. Is every worker entitled to paid time off if they're taken out of work by their doctor?
Well, assuming it's a compensable workers' comp case, if the doctor writes you completely out of work, yes, absolutely.
Okay. Do all injured workers return to their pre-injury job? That doesn't always happen, does it?
No.
That job isn't always there
Right.
when they're well enough to go back, and if there are restrictions, then if there's no accommodation made by the employer, there's no job. In North Carolina, you can't make a job that doesn't really exist in the workplace either for that injured worker, and a lot of employers attempt to do what is called a make-work kind of job, and that's unsuitable.
Okay. What happens if that person can work, just not at that job?
Well, it depends on whether or not they've reached this point in their case where they are at maximum medical improvement, okay? Sometimes the employer may try to provide a job, make up a job, like you were talking about, a make-work job, before they reach maximum medical improvement. Otherwise, after they reach that point, they may have to look for a job with another employer, perhaps even try vocational rehabilitation. That's often an option in a workers' comp case.
And what happens there is the employer actually, through the insurance company, hires a professional to help them look for work.
Okay. What happens when an employee is released from all medical care? Can the case be settled at that point?
Typically, that's the best time to talk about settling a case, and that's typically the time when we talk about settling a case.
Okay, Brad and Claire, thank you so much. Campbell & Associates has offices in Charlotte, Gastonia, Hickory, and Rock Hill. Call for a free consultation. The number is 704-333-0885. Again, 704-333-0885. You can also visit injuryhelp.org. Injuryhelp.org. You can see it could be a confusing topic to navigate. I would call these guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank you.